So this year's Mavericks is all about the theme of sovereignty. And Sarita, you're a shamanic practitioner, healer. I've done a retreat with you in France, which was absolutely amazing. Why do you think sovereignty starts in the spirit?
Well, because everything comes from spirit, essentially. So, what we are doing in this realm is we are calling forth information from source consciousness and we are crystallizing it into form, into the matter of our reality, because essentially we are living in a holograph. And what I think happens is a lot of people feel like they've been dumped into a physical reality that they have to make the best of. And they don't realize that they are the ones literally creating the field of their reality. So we have the choice about what information we call forth. And the thing about humans is we are a collective empathic species. So when you can get a group of humans in their heart centers, which is the way that we are in fact connected to one another, when we're in our heart centers and we change our internal infrastructure, what then happens is we send electrical signals out to source consciousness, which magnetizes a new reality into form. So I think it's really important for people to understand the mechanism of how reality is actually created, because then it stops them kind of going round and round in these loops where they think they have to fight or rebel or feel victims in this kind of controlled matrix. It's actually us that are the creators. So I
Yeah,
think it's really important to understand that we're spiritual beings and we have that capacity.
so that sounds spot on because we're all trying so hard to make changes within the projections of the matrix and like, oh, let's change the projection. Whereas we have to look at where the source is of the projector and which is the source is the spirit energy and have awareness in there first and then project a whole new reality outwards. So
Yeah, you can't change matter at the level of matter. That's what people don't understand.
exactly.
You can only change it at the level of source.
Well put, very simply put, actually. That makes absolute sense. So I'm very excited that you're coming to the Gathering of the Mavericks. Now, what can people expect when it says we're doing a shamanic ceremony to call in sovereignty? What does it involve?
So what we're going to do is we are actually going to do an embodied walk using the geometry of infinity to find a detrimental pattern that is holding us back from this realization that we are the creators of our reality. And generally, that pattern is going to be something along the lines of victim, perpetrator, rescuer dynamic. I'm pretty sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an embodied walk, which will activate, if you like, the physical vessel to go deeper internally to find the energetic. It will be a block or a hook that's holding us into this kind of victim perpetrator rescuer dynamic. And once we've found that hook literally in our physical vessel, what we're then going to do is we're going to write down what the hook is on a scroll, and we are then going to use the spirit of fire to cleanse that spiritual hook out of our bodies. So what I'm going to do is we're going to literally light actual fires during the ceremony, depending how many people we've got. And I'm going to teach everybody how to merge their essence or their spirit or their soul with the essence and spirit of fire. And there's a specific process that you can do where, if it goes well, you become one with fire. Okay. And once you've become one with fire, what we're going to do is we're going to burn the information on the scroll and the information in our bodies in the fire. And so what that will do is we'll have this physical burning in the fire of the scroll and the information pertaining to that pattern. But also, because we're merged with fire, we're going to have this kind of energetic um, flame or burning that happens within us of that pattern, or you could call it a program or the hook that's holding us back. So it's quite exciting when people do this because they begin to understand how they are really connected to the elements, and you can use the spirit of fire to burn something within you. So once we've kind of done that process and burn what it is that's holding us back from our spiritual sovereignty, then myself and my assistants are going to receive a gift from source consciousness, which will be individual for each person. So it will be unique for that person, and we'll place that gift inside the body of the person, which will then fill the gap where the pattern or the hook once was. Because you can't have a kind of vacuum inside a physical vessel, because that's how you get possessional energies and different things coming into the body. So we don't want a vacuum in the body. So we want to take out the program and install the gift. And each of us, if you like, has a special gift that we are bringing to humanity at this time, in this kind of grand moment of change that we're witnessing. So we each have our special gifts. You know, you've got your gift, you're bringing information to the world. Mine is I help people embody spiritual sovereignty. And then each person who does the ceremony will have their unique gift that they're bringing to the world. So that's the ceremony, and it's powerful. You know, you can do that ceremony with different ideas or intentions, but that's the one that we're going to use for this.
I can vouch for that because obviously I did the ceremony, and I can say that I haven't felt the same since, and I mean that in a positive way.
You know, we'll potentially have hundreds of people at this gathering. And because we are a collective empathic species, the more people that we have, there becomes a kind of quantum entanglement that goes with that. So the power is exponentially increased. If you have 100 people, it's not increased by 100, it's increased, you know, it's magnified exponentially. So we have the capacity to really affect massive change on the planet. When you have 100 people that come together, they can affect millions of people.
Absolutely, 100%. Collective energy is so much more powerful. This is why I wanted the Gathering of the Mavericks to be a physical event where people physically come together, and not just because there's a lot happening online, which is great, of course, and very handy. But sometimes we do need to come physically together, and especially in such a beautiful place in Sussex, you know, in the countryside. May is always such a beautiful time with everything in bloom. So if you're interested in joining this, go to gatheringofthemavericks.com and book your ticket. Thank you so much,
Look forward to
Sarita.
seeing you there.
See you there.